Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Happy Hustle Show on Monday, the 7th of June already, almost halfway through the year. Today, so I've got meetings, so this is going to be quick today. I'm just trying to squeeze in a Happy Hustle Show before I go into my afternoon of coaching. But that's exactly what I want to talk to you about. We are all busy. I've been thinking a lot about this myself recently. We're all busy, and it's really hard when you think, okay, there's all these things I need to do for my side hustle, and I don't know how I can find the time. Like, how do I consistently, because the key to marketing in particular, pretty much everything though, creation as well, is consistency. So how do you find the time to market your side hustle when you're busy creating, when you're busy doing other things, when life gets in the way, when your day job is busy? And what I have been practicing religiously for the last almost 7 days, but I have tried this on and off, but it's just, I want you to know it's just working brilliantly for me this week, is stacking habits. So this comes from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. I don't know if you've come across that. It's a really good read if you haven't come across it. But what James suggests you do is you find a habit that you already have or a new habit that you develop, and then you stack another habit with it. So for example, when you are getting up in the morning. So every day you get up and you get dressed. Okay, that's a habit that you've got in your life. What could you stack with that habit that would help your side hustle or help your side hustle mindset? So one of the things that you might decide to do every morning is, when you're getting dressed, is to go through a gratitude list. So you might, as soon as kind of the trigger would be getting out of bed, putting on your clothes, as you're doing that, you might think, today I'm really grateful for the fact that I'm able to get out of bed, the fact that I've got clothes, the fact that I've got a home to live in, etc., etc. So think about what else is available in your day that you could stack habits. So if we take a product-based side hustle, for example, what I have done for a long time, but I haven't been as consistent recently, but I've just been thinking about it this week and I'm definitely going to get back onto this, is every time I make a product, I take a picture of it with a view to upgrading my product photography just before I package it, or a picture with packaging. And just before I take it to the post box or the post office. So if I keep consistently doing that, I'm constantly upgrading my Etsy shop and my Amazon shops with new photographs, which the algorithm rewards you for, but also any skill develops over time. So the more often you're doing something, the more reasons that you can find to do it. Sorry, I've missed something in my throat. Then the better that skill is going to develop. So if you make it a habit, before I send out an item, if you've got a product-based business, I take a photo of it and I'll add it to my collection of photographs. Now, for me, because the stuff I make is personalized, I would always check with the person who had purchased it if it was okay to share that photograph. Normally, people are totally fine with it. Okay, what other habits can you stack? Well, think about, what else do you need to do in a day? One thing that I'm seeing people saying that they're having a challenge with over the last few days is thinking about content posts for your marketing. So thinking about not the sales posts. So the sales posts are kind of easy for a lot of people because it's, here's the thing I sell, here's the price it is, here's how you can buy it, here's what it does for you. But we have a pattern of content sales posts. So a pattern of 4. How do you come up with the content posts? Okay, so especially when you haven't got time to be generating that and thinking about that. So how about when you're in the shower each morning, or whenever you have your shower, you think about, okay, if I were just about to go into a meeting with my ideal customer and I wanted to do some small talk, what would I talk to them about? What would I talk to them about? What's keeping them awake at night? What are they interested in? What's going on in the world that they might be interested in conversing with me on? Listen to the radio, listen to what's going on, think about your ideal customer as they've got a name, they're a real person. What are you going to say to them? You could be thinking about that when you're in the shower, and then come out of the shower and just quickly jot down the 2 or 3 things that you have thought of, and then that can add to your list. And when we stack habits like that, it just feels like we're not having to find more time. It can feel exhausting. I absolutely get it. Exhausting and overwhelming to go, oh, that's something else that I've got to do. I've got to find the time to do that. I'm already busy. I'm already focused on all these things. I've got to find some extra time to do that. But by stacking habits, you're able to do them within the time. I know this won't be rocket science to most of you, but I've got a friend who had never listened to a podcast until about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I had met her for lunch, and we were talking about just a business guru that I absolutely love listening to him. And I had said to her, oh, you should really listen to this guy. And she's like, I don't have time. I just don't have time to, I have to read another book, to put anything else into my life. And I said, but you're just about to get into the car and you're just about to drive home, which is going to take you about 35, 40 minutes. What are you doing in that time? She's like, I don't know, listen to the radio, or probably, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said, okay, well, why don't you put the podcast on in the car as you're driving back anyway? And when I met her again about just over a week ago, she said to me, I always listen to podcasts in the car. And I'm like, yeah, remember you didn't, like 3 weeks ago. So she'd stacked that habit brilliantly. And it's finding those opportunities to do the things that we know we need to do to get our side hustle visible, but also without it feeling overwhelming, without it feeling like it's an additional thing. So what else could you stack? So what could you do when you're boiling the kettle? So for those of you that drink tea and coffee, what could you do when you're boiling the kettle? Could you update a listing on Etsy? Could you update some of the text on your website? Whatever your side hustle is, think about your to-dos. So your task, having listened to this show, is think about the list of to-dos that you're not getting through, that are there, and then you're like, oh, I feel uncomfortable because I know I should be doing that stuff, but I can't find the time to do it. And I get it. Like, I do get it. And I'm telling you this because this is what's been going on in my head. There's a course that I'm taking, and I was meant to be up to date with it by last Thursday, and we're on Monday, and I still haven't done it. So I was out on my walk today. That's the other thing. So if you go walking, what can you combine the walk with? Could the walk be thinking of content ideas? Could the walk be listening to an audiobook that's inspiring? What else can you stack together so that we're multitasking? Because we're great at that. So I have set myself. So what I've put aside some time later on today, and I've got some time tomorrow, and I'm going to have finished that by tomorrow evening. So there's also a value in setting yourself a goal, but I've blocked that. I've absolutely blocked that out, and it's non-negotiable, in the same way as if I was having a meeting with somebody else, it would be non-negotiable. I've got a meeting with someone at 2:00. So on the Happy Hustle shows, if you're a regular, you'll know that sometimes they do go on a bit longer than I anticipate they're going to go on. But today I won't do that because I wouldn't let somebody else down. Don't let yourself down in the same way. Look at your list of things that you know you should be doing and go, what can I stack? What can I do when I'm boiling the kettle? What can I do when I'm having a bath? What can I do when I'm having a shower? What can I do when I'm brushing my teeth? What can I do when I'm getting dressed, getting undressed, going up the stairs? Whatever the triggers are, what could you do? What could you stack? Decide, link them, and then just go, from now on, every time I do this, I'm going to also combine this. Let me know how you get on, and I will let you know. I will confirm that I have completed the coursework that I was supposed to complete by last Thursday by tomorrow evening, because there's also a value in declaring publicly what you're going to do, because then it's embarrassing if you don't do it. So have a wonderful day, everybody. I'm going off to meet with my business client now, and I will see you all on Thursday. Take care, everybody. Bye.